So we're underway. Final term for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy was a hot handball from Goddard. He'll get it again and laid it off nicely. McKernan dished off a handball. Over the top, Watson socks down. Hooker locks on. Full of the ball. Hip pull. Can he gather? He can. Can he go? I think he can. I think he can. In fact, he absolutely can. Heppel's got two. And the Bombers skip it out to a 16-point lead inside the opening 30 seconds of the final term. That's all thanks to Exeter.
I can't remember how many times I've been to a three-quarter time huddle and the game's close. It's on the line, very, very, very evenly poised. And the coach says, we want the first goal. We cannot give up an easy first goal. We want our defensive aspects of our game right, but when we get the opportunity in that first 5 minutes, we still need to put scoreboard pressure on, and we need to go, go, go. And that's exactly what Essendon did then, and Dyson Heppel finished nicely.
For McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy, perfect start for the Bombers. Now they're out to a 16-point lead. Minutes into the final term. The bounce is good. Ruckman go at it. McAvoy dives on it at ground level. Goddard's got it. Got Dakman, got a hand pass to Stanton on the wing. Hand pass to Gleeson. Gleeson standing start. High kick to half forward. Young Langford for Essendon underneath it. The ball eluded him. Back of the pack at half back. Henderson did well. Controlled it. Hand pass the old 1-2. Burgoyne back to Henderson. Kick towards Brewster. It missed him. Allowed his opponent Gleeson to sneak in behind him. Follow the track and fly to the footy. And he's marked at half-back. Great southern stand side for the Bombers.
He's become quite a handy player off half-back for the Bombers, Brownie. Not just tonight, but last year was very good.
Courageous, uses it well.
Just sporting a very average Mustaka, but anyway, his football's of a high standard.
Yep, brave man to have close.
Stanton, yep. And McKernan went straight into the bread basket and dropped the pill. Thought he heard the whistle, and that was a costly mistake. Mitchell laid off a handball. Burgoyne caresses the ball. Rioli, too much carry on it. He'll go again. Kelly gave a Shepherd, rockets a handball out to Gleeson, can square the ball back towards Hurley, top of the goal square. Good play.
So Hurley's got it. 30 from the goal. He's defending. The Hawks going to the punt road end. Essendon in possession. He's kicked the fair. Chaser was beautiful on the wing. Little short one to McDonald, tipping Woody. He's run to 55. He loads up, won't make the distance. Back of the pack. The big man Hooker's taken the mark. It was a one-on-one with Chip Frawley. And he just used the body, got him forward, and Hooker's taken the mark. He's got two already, Brownie.
Oh, he's a good play, Hooker. He's been a good move up forward after he kicks it. I want to talk about Tip and Woody.
So Hooker points his body towards the centre of the ground. He'll kick it left foot across the body. He's got it. Oh, look at the fist pump. Turns to the crowd. The Bombers are up and about. They're 22 points up. 3 minutes final term. Triple M Exeter scoreboard.
He just makes the right decisions every time, Tip and Woody. He got the ball just forward to centre and he had a heap of space. But he realised he had two players who were hot. He had one at Danaher leading at him, but he also had Hooker. Now, he could have blasted from 60 and gone for the goal himself, but he punched it through the air 50 metres and he realised that the speed of the ball was going to hurt the Hawthorn defenders. He just put it in the right spot for Hooker. It was a perfect kick. Gee, he makes right decisions.
Seabus special, super special comments. We know that, Brownie. We can hear that in the back row. For McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy. McKernan over the top, McAvoy. Langford for Essendon charged at it. Didn't get anywhere near it. Handball. Bruce. Burgoyne pumps it long. Hartley's got to be good against Mitchell. Was very good. Look at the numbers to get back for the Bombers. Hurley. Handball. Bagley. Handball. Gleeson. Bold. Brave. Good football. Collie of the mark just inside the boundary line.
Yeah, their tails are up at the moment, Essendon. They hang on to a 22-point lead now. Early stages last term. We know the Hawks will come. Kelly's got it in the back pocket. He went back deep. Southern stand side. Short kick outside defensive 50 to BJ Goddard. Back to Kelly. So James Kelly, the veteran, goes across goal to Hurley. Marks back pocket broadcast side. Short kick to defensive 50. Collier presents. He's got it. Bagley's been in a bit of trouble behind the play with two trainers for the Bombers. And the kick to McKernan. He's got it just defensive side of the wing. Another short one to Parrish. They chip it around. Loose players present. Another one, Josh Green. Oh, well done, Gibson. Read it beautifully. Slapped it out of bounds. Bob Jane teammates, Robbo.
Yeah, Mark Bagley coming off. Bad cramp. He even crawled across the boundary line to get out of play. Doctor bringing him around. He's mobile now, but coming off the ground.
Bob Jane teammates, your tyre and wheel specialist. 22-point Bomber lead. One more. You think about just shutting the gate.
Cool.
Throw in, southern wing. You know you want me to say it, Baz.
No.
Smith fires a handball to Burgoyne. Later, short handball off to Bruce. Hawthorn desperately need to get one. Not sure this is your target. Mitchell, good spoil Hartley. Bombers just look fitter, keener, hungrier. Merritt's kick, precision football. Got it to Heppel. Tipping Woody's short. He may get it. No, Langford will take the mark.
Right in the centre of the MCG. He's got players running. Stanton, one of those. Half running. He's marked 70 out. Short ball, Hooker inside.
Tipper!
Good spoil. Tipping Woody at the fall of the ball. McDonald, Tipping Woody, hand pass back to Hooker. Standing start from 45. He's hooked it slightly. 23 points up now. The Bombers, 5.5 final term. Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
So we've got almost 6 gone. And the Hawks have a monumental challenge in front of them. So good for so long. Minus some key players now, including Luke Hodge. Gibson weaved his way around. Hurley grabbed Puopolos, just a little ball of muscle, a hairy ball of muscle. Got it at half forward, broadcast side. Looks up, not a lot of movement there. Vickery goes, and so does Bruce. That was the only option in the end, and he takes the mark. It's a big kick, Brownie.
Huge kick. I don't think they can win this game unless he kicks this goal, or they kick one very, very shortly, because it's 23 points already. They're going to have to kick 5 goals to win it. They've only kicked 10 for the night so far.
And the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay, Hodge suspended, giving Clarko some instructions. If I was suspended, I'd be shutting up. Not sure I'd be offering anything up. Bruce kicks on its way to the near side of behind. 75-97, almost 7 played, final term. Bombers lead. Exetel scoreboard, Exetel NBN, the speed you need.
James Kelly at fullback. Short kick to Stanton in the back pocket. So a rare miss from Luke Bruce, although a tough kick from about 50 on a tight angle. The kick out of the back pocket outside defensive 50, slapped out of bounds. Players from both sides just catch their breath. Essendon by 22 points. We've ticked over now 7 minutes into the final term, and we're 60 metres around from the Hawthorn goal at the punt road end. Boundary throw in. Vickery, the ruckman, did well. Used the body. Claimed the footy. Hand pass Isaac Smith. Long kick to full forward. Sorioli and Gleeson one-on-one. Gleeson did well. They're under the pump here, the Bombers. Tapped it out wide to Kelly. Good tackle by Puopolo. Spills out to Hartley. Little hand pass to McGrath for Essendon. The young man, a high kick to McKernan. Vickery will come at him. Good spoil, Vickery. 60 from the Hawks goal. The big man went to ground level and claimed it. Little hand pass to Mitchell. Another one to Smith. Smith kicks inside to Langford. A little bit longer than Langford. And chipping in behind him was O'Meara. And such an important kick for this young man, Brownie, at his new club, 35 out directly in front.
Yeah, he hasn't had a great night, O'Meara. He's still had 19 possessions, but he hasn't been noticeable. I mean, when Jaeger O'Meara's playing good footy, he's running and carrying and breaking lines, and that's what they've missed probably from him and Smith tonight.
Triple M Bosch Tools stats from Nathan Brown tonight. Bosch Power Tools and Accessories. Well, here's an important kick. Hawthorn to get back to within 16 points. Directly in front, 40 out. Oh, he's missed. He's pushed it right. The Bombers cheer squad went up straight away behind the goals. They loved it. 21 points up, the Bombers.
3 of the first 4 goals up on Metricon to the Gold Coast, and they now only trail by 34 points. 75 playing 41 up there.
What's the time in the quarter, Brownie?
15:44 to go in the third term, so plenty of time.
Near map aerial imagery. Short ball marked by Zaharakis. They lead by 21, the Bombers. Another one would be handy. Danaher pushed off the ball too easily by Schoenmakers. Thought about centering to Smith. Ignored that. Goes inside the square to Birchall. Thought about a handball to Smith. Good work on the mark by Green. Forced Birchall to go back. And the multiple premiership player drops it long. McAvoy. Good spoil by Hartley. Into the path of Gibson. Not a noted goal scorer. Gives off a handball. Green comes in, thief of the night. Parrish overruns the ball. Gibson goes again. Watson over the top, wrapped him up. And we'll have it thrown up right on 50. Punt road end directly in front of the Hawks goal, down by 21.
So the Hawks really pressing here. They've locked it in their forward half for the last 3 minutes. As you heard from Nathan Brown, they must get the next goal. Critical for them. Bombers swarm in numbers. So do the Hawks ground level. Little kick out of the pack by McKernan, right in the centre of the MCG. Umpires got involved here, free to the Bombers.
Push against Birchall.
So Collier, little short one to Watson. Runs broadcast side on the wing, hand pass over the top, good to Merritt. Merritt, McDonald, Tipping Woody, the kick's good. He's made position, this young man. He's got it 45 out right in front of the members.
The tough kick, but Oh, geez, yeah, good kick of the footy. Good decision from Merritt too. Had a couple of options. Could have gone into the middle, but he just hit the hittable target. Inside 50, give yourself a chance to run down the clock a bit more. Give yourself a chance to kick a goal. Good decision, Merritt.
He's on the boundary line. He'll kick it from 48 metres when he drops it onto his boot to the city end. Bombers by 21 points. 10.5 final term. McDonald, Tippenwoody has put it across the face. Big leap. Right on the line by Danaher. Kept it in play. Birchall thumps it through for a rush point. Essendon 22 points up. 14-14, 98. The Hawks 10-16, 76. 10.5 final term. Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
12 minutes to go on the countdown clock.
So the Hawks to bring it back in, Birchall.
What was funny about that?
I don't know, Brownie. Found it mildly amusing. Sicily a fly, has hardly seen it. Smith charges through the middle, has a bounce. Now wobbles a barrel inside 50.
Look at Poppy!
Early, Poppy's popping those little wee legs. Get through. I think it's got touched by a fingernail by Hurley.
Wow.
I'd like to see a replay, but the umpire on the goal line has said no, it's touched. Well done, Michael Hurley. Brings the ball back into Merritt. Oh boy.
What a race for the footy, Brownie. Hurley and Puopolo.
Don't worry about that. He kicked it from half back.
Well, Hurley ran like he was chasing the ball, Baz.
Well, Hartley's got it outside defensive 50, went short to Goddard and put it out in the full, so Schoenmakers can put Hawthorn back inside forward 50. Now he's gone wide with a kick. The Bombers should spoil. Hartley over the top of Bruce, but it spills to the side to Sicily. Watson kept his head over it, claimed the footy. Little hand pass to Merritt. Kicks to true centre half, back to Josh Green. Marks and runs. He's got Collier on the outer side wing. The speedster's got it in front of Chip Frawley. He wants to go. He's taken him on. Takes a bounce. Frawley chases. Collier doubles back. Goes short. No, back to Green. No, he wants to go in again. He's had another crack at him. Bounces around him. Good work from Frawley. That was magnificent. Kept his eyes on the hips, dragged Collier down, and Hawthorn reclaimed the footy.
12 minutes gone. Birchall get the loose ball at his toes. Hartung bullets the ball to Sicily. Burgoyne wants it. Handball Mitchell feeds one forward to Langford for Hawthorn. Here's an important kick, and it's not. It's a really bad kick. He had Burgoyne to the near side, drifting to the goal square. Kick marked by Hurley. And now the Bombers to repel. Parrish has got it at half-back.
So the Hawks are peppering their forward 50 line and inside at the moment. And the Bombers are managing to hold them out. 12.5 final term. Now a long kick to half forward for Essendon. Green marks. Danaher wants it by hand. He'll load up Joe. He's 45 out. He fires and he puts it through. Danaher's got 3. The G is going off. And the Bombers are out to a 27-point lead. 13 minutes final term. Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
Well, Hawthorn had the opportunity to go forward and probably put some pressure on the Bombers. Burgoyne was out everywhere. The kick was awful. End-to-end sort of stuff. And when you're going forward, inside forward 50, and you miss a target like that, so many players have ran forward. What do you expect when you look up? All the Bombers players are on their own. They worked it down beautifully. And Joe Danaher kicked a really nice goal, and just about, I reckon that's a goal.
Yeah,
we're just having a look at the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen of the Isaac Smith from half back, and it looked like Hurley didn't touch it. It was called.
So we're actually, no, blood rule.
Blood rule.
Yep. So Vickery will come off. So the match officials can review every goal, and they do. That's standard procedure. And based on what we've just seen on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen, Brownie, that is a goal to Isaac Smith, incorrectly called by the goal umpire and not picked up by the officials that have to review every goal. But more importantly, 10 goals to 4 since half-time sees the Bombers lead by 27. 14 and change gone for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy. McKernan just slapped it forward. O'Meara got it off the wing. Just turns the ball towards Sicily on the southern wing. Kelly comes through. He's a premiership player. He's experienced, but Sicily ducked under the swinging tackle. Hit the gas. Got away from Zaharakis. Had a bounce. Drives it long. Bruce one on with Gibson. Now it's Goddard. Loose ball. Bobbles around. Bagley will come at Gunston. Did well. Gunston did well. Keep it alive. Burgoyne handball. Rough head. Skipper's goal. I don't believe it, Rough. Unbelievable goal. 21-point deficit facing Hawthorn. A skipper's goal, and boy did they need that.
Yeah, nice passage of football, finished with the captain, and what a really good goal it was. It just gives him a faint heartbeat, gets it back to 21 points. Have a look at the clock. There's probably around 6 or 7 minutes to go of actual game time. Zach Merritt up to 35 disposals. Brendan Goddard, 27. Tom Mitchell for the Hawks has had 33. Inside 50s now. Hawthorn starting to dominate that area. They've had a fair bit of the footy in this last quarter. They're +6, but every time the Bombers go down there at the moment, they look likely to score.
Seabus super special comments. Nathan Brown tonight. Seabus, whether on the tools or in the office, Seabus is built to last. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy. The Bombers 21 points up. The Hawks fighting back. Parrish out of the centre for Essendon. Kick a low ball inside forward. 50 misses the target. Bounces for Stratton. Little hand pass to Ricky Henderson. Back pocket. Under pressure has to go back by hand to Duray. McDonald, Tip and Woody put enormous pressure on the kick. And Heppel is marked in between three Hawks. 50 out for the Bombers. Well, the skipper at the other end has just slotted one. And the skipper for the Bombers in Dyson Heppel after Roughhead's goal.
It'll take his very best from here, Baz. He's going to have to kick it every bit of 55.
Yeah, he's looked to give it off ever since he took the mark. And he's taking all of his time. He's down to 7 seconds on the clock. Now he runs into the city end. Drop punt, 50 out. Long, and home. Heppel has kicked his third. And the Bombers are back out to a 27-point lead. Triple M Exetel scoreboard, Exetel NBN, the speed you need, Brownie.
Well, you always want your class to rise to the top when you're challenged, and the Bombers were challenged just toward three-quarter time. Heppel kicked the first one of this last quarter, and then a gutsy mark on that opportunity. And look, I think if Dyson Heppel, you asked him, he thought he was out of his range, and he looked around everywhere, and then he said, okay, I've got no option here. I'm going to have to go back and do the very best I can, and he launched a big goal. He's had 25 disposals. That's his third goal, and the last 10 minutes of his play has been outstanding.
For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy, Robbo.
I tell you what, the reaction down here is unbelievable. What about the box, Baz? Don't blow a stacker.
Tipper will chase a bouncing ball. Birchall pushed him off the line, no free. Duray, composed, gathered, bounced, then forced a handball back. There's been good frontal pressure from the Bombers. Kick goes to Gunston off the boot of Birchall, and Jack's got it left half back flank, northern side, a long way from home. Time getting away now, they're down by 27.
Short kick inboard to Ricky Henderson. He's on defensive 50 at the city end for the Hawks. Kick across the ground, Schoenmakers. Another one, a long one to the outer side wing, puts it out in front of Billy. Billy Hartung trying to run away from Danaher. Gets a short kick after the pressure from Danaher that sees the ball. Land in the arms of Zaharakis. Kick into the centre to Watson. The noise around this ground is enormous. Kick into the middle to Parrish. And Parrish has taken the mark right in the middle of the MCG.
Move it on quickly. The kick will go in the direction of his teammate, but not a good kicker was Stanton. So take a mark. Here's Gunston. Delivers the ball to Bruce. Goddard had it. No, it wasn't. It was Hartley or Ambrose on the third attempt. Chipping ball over the top. Langford. What's he have for Bosch Tools, Brandy?
Langford, this is possession number 24.
Hawks are going to go. Smith's got it on the wing. Goes short to Burgoyne. The Rolls Royce from 49 can saddle up. Go for home. He's hooked it. Point to the Hawks. 26 points the lead for the Bombers. That's the important figure. 18 and a half final term. Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
7:10 to go. It's been a day of upsets. Melbourne, they have not been able to win in Etihad. Well, they got it done by 5 goals against the Saints earlier today. And Port Adelaide inflicted a 28-point loss to Sydney on their home dung heap. Hooker over the top. Heppel's been sensational. Kicked 2 goals in this third term. Fourth term, I should say. Tipper Moody's lost the pill. Had a good night, Tipper. Gunston, handball. Frawley, same. Shields flicks it out. Got it off to Stratton. Caresses the left foot ball. Got it down low Langford for Hawthorn.
So Langford, boundary side, 60 out from home. They continue to press the Hawks. Bombers have defended well in this final term. A long kick to full forward. Massive pack will fly. Sicily big leap at the front. And he couldn't get near the foot. He punts through for a rush point. 25 points. The lead to Essendon. As we tick up to the 20-minute mark of the final term on the Exetel scoreboard.
6.5 to go for the Bombers. Wouldn't this be a win for the ages? It's been tough. It's challenged them. It's almost broken them. But they have almost got this one done. It's been a brave and bold performance. Good work by Gibson. Free kick against McKernan. Just over 6 to go. Margin still 25, so it's a 5-goal game effectively against the Hawks. Got to move it on, Gibbo. Got to drop it long, but he goes short and wide and back. Stratton.
So Stratton into the centre to Smith. Oh, nearly played on. McDonald, yes, no. Well, it might have been 50, the umpire. No. Isaac Smith plays on, runs forward to the wing, drives the ball to full forward in hope. Pack of 6 will fly. Who's back in the pack? Piopolo lurks. Getting there first was Gleeson. Dragged down in a tackle. Piopolo, good pressure. Holds it up forward. Pocket free kick to the Hawks. The tackle was brilliant. Second, third effort from Poppy. And he's going to have a shot, Brownie, boundary side, about 20 out.
Hasn't had the best night, Piopolo. Just the 12 disposals, only 4 kicks in that lot. He has kicked the goal, but has been quiet.
So he squares himself up. He'll kick across the body, betters the angle, puts it through. 2 goals to Piopolo. Hawks back to within 19 points. 21 minutes final term. Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
I don't think they've got enough time, the Hawks. I think the Bombers just got too many answers at the moment. There's 5 minutes, 18 left. So if you had to look at it purely on a time basis, they do have a lot of time. But Essendon, their run and carry game at the moment, they're running Hawthorn off their feet. They've done it for most of the second half. It would be a monumental... Essendon would have to lose this game, not Hawthorn take it away from them. I can't see that happening. I see the Bombers now just starting to wind down the clock, use the footy well and control this game.
Yeah, they've rolled Tip and Woody back to half-back as the loose man in that back end, Brownie. So they've just got to waste some time here, the Bombers, or even better, score one more goal from McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. McKernan, Tip and Woody off the line. Handball floated to Heppel. Measures the kick. Got it out wide. Stanton hasn't seen much of it tonight. Got it inside the square. Keen to head out wide. The kick is okay. Zaharak has had it. No, the kick's not good. Rebound footy here for the Hawks. Kelly absolutely smashed Bruce and put him into the turf. Tip and Woody takes the mark. Oh, step up, Tipper. Slow it down, son, and make the moment all about you right now. No, he's given it off to Stanton. What are you doing, Tipper? Stanton will lean back and nail the goal. Very unselfish footy from McDonald, Tip and Woody. Stanton, you would think, has kicked the final winning goal. 17-14, 116 to Hawthorn, 12-19, 91. 22, almost 23 minutes played on the Exetel scoreboard and tick-tock.
Got a really good footy, Brian. I've mentioned it a few times, Tip and Woody, but you mentioned Swatter. He's gone back to half-back as the loose man in defence. When you win the footy, then you've got a decision to make. Okay, the coach has put me back here. What do? Do I just stay here? We've got the footy. No, I'm going to go forward. We've got the footy, so I'm going to run. I'm going to create. And he just fell into a space. The Hawthorn defenders didn't know where he was because he'd started in the back end, just drops into a hole, thought his way through it, gave it up to Stanton, which I wouldn't have done, but he kicked the goal.
Nathan Brown, Seabus Super special comments tonight for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy from the bounce. Essendon try to work it through Fantasia, who sprinted into the square. The players from both sides fight for the loose ball, still in dispute. Spills up to Kelly, been important since the third quarter. Barrels it for the Bombers to half forward. Collier dragged down in a tackle. Schoenmaker's got to go for the Hawks. Claims the footy. Bounces one towards the wing. It'll head to Heppel. Waits for it to bounce into his arms. Hand pass back to Stanton. Bombers in possession. Short kick to Goddard. Mark 60 from home. Another one across towards half forward. Taken by Gleeson. Got a player out wide and the marker's taken down there.
Ambrose.
The Bombers by Ambrose, about 65 from home. Very crowded forward 50. Kicks inside. Pack will fly. Dropping back Vickery. Didn't take the mark. McKernan front and square. There's Langford for the Hawks. Did well. Hand pass Vickery. Hand pass Hartung. Got his kick away under pressure. High ball to Sicily and Ambrose. One-on-one. Ambrose went to the ground with the ball and out of bounds. Bob Jane teammates Robbo.
Josh Green been down in the room, suffering cramp both legs, so they actually took him down there to work on him. He's back up here, but he may not get back on the ground, Green.
May not need him, I don't think, Robbo. Bob Jane teammates. 3:30 to go. Free kick. Ambrose delivers it long, deep into the pocket. No mark taken. It's been an inspired performance tonight by the Bombers. They welcome 6 of their band players back in front of a solid crowd. Brownie, Baz, you weren't far off.
Yes. 78,294.
Starting to tighten up at Metricon Stadium. Brisbane Lions lead now by 24 points.
O'Meara.
83 to 59.
Handball. Mitchell just fired an indiscriminate handball out to Henderson. Gave one off to Langford for the Hawks. Just hoiks a high ball out of defensive 50. Sicily flicks a handball over the top, couldn't find it. Hartley gets in the way. Merritt lost a handle on it. The pressure from Essendon's been outstanding. Hartley goes again. They get it free. Great footy by the Bombers.
Gleeson had been relentless all night. Kicks it back to Heppel. Heppel's got a defensive side of the wing on the southern stand side. Essendon by 25 points. 25 and a half final term. 2 minutes 50 left on the clock of game time. Kelly goes short to Goddard. A couple of veterans combined. Goddard's got it now, broadcast wing. Short kick to Langford. Langford's got it just forward of the wing, broadcast side. Short kick into the middle. They've gone corridor. McGrath's got it, the number one draft choice. Hand pass off to Heppel. Kick to full forwards. Missed the target. Schoenmakers to mark it full back for the Hawks.
2:10 to go. They'll enjoy this one tonight, the Bombers faithful. Schoenmakers drops it long to the outer half-back flank. Whistle on play. Hawthorn free kick. Sicily hasn't touched it much for Bosch Tools, Brownie.
Very quiet night for Sicily. Only the 10 disposals, 4 kicks.
Whereas this man, Mitchell, has had it a lot.
Yeah, number 36.
Chips the ball towards Frawley. Under 2 minutes to go. Bombers notch up a season-opening win against the old nemesis.
Duray on the wing for the Hawks. Hand pass to Birchall. Runs and just waits for an option. McAvoy presented in front of Goddard but couldn't complete the mark. Body pressure from Goddard, now sees the ball out to Zaharakis. Gibson gives Lang McGrath a good heavy side bump. He's winded and on the deck. The Bombers maintain possession and the mark's taken by Gleeson at half-back. So Gleeson goes back to Heppel inside defensive 50. Goes short to Hartley, another short kick to the back pocket to Merritt. And won't he be loving this, the best and fairest winner of last year. Goes short to Ambrose. He's missed the target though, but the Bombers there in numbers. Hand pass comes out to Gleeson. He'll run out of half-back. Trainers all over young Andy McGrath as Gleeson bounces through the centre of the ground. Hawks a chance to mark at half-back. Little hand pass to Birchall. Hand pass to Gibson. They're out of trouble.
Yeah, but it's too little too late now. Henderson with 50 seconds to go. Andrew McGrath, welcome to the big league. He'll enjoy his first game of footy in his debut game. Gets the rapturous applause of the Bombers faithful. Hit hard, hit heavily and hit fair. Sicily with a big leap. 2 bites of the cherry. Heppel was legged. And we have just over 30 seconds to go. And the new skipper. It's his club. It's his moment. And they're about to sing their song.
Heppel at half-back. The nightmare is officially over for the Bombers. Their members, one of the oldest footy clubs in Australia. And for the competition, it's all over. And Essendon are going to register a win tonight. Long kick to half forward for the Hawks. Roughhead in his first game back from his enormous battle goes at it. It's all over. The Bombers have won by 25 points. The nightmare is officially over. Essendon 17-14, 116 have defeated their old nemesis Hawthorn 12-19, 91 in a history-making game at the MCG. Just enormous scenes around the ground, Nathan Brown. It's been like that since 10 minutes before the bounce, but the noise here tonight from the Essendon fans, and I tell you what, by the end of 4 quarters, they've got plenty to cheer about.
Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it? The emotion of the game. They came out of the blocks and kicked 3 goals in the first 5 minutes, and you thought, how good is this? Hawthorn arm wrestled the game back to a point where they were 2.5 goals up, Hawthorn. It was like they'd absorbed what the Bombers had given to them, and then they were giving it back. But then Wayne Schwartz caught it beautifully. There was a momentum changer, and you just felt it come over, and then the Bombers kicked 6 goals unanswered on end, and it was fantastic.
All right, let's go down to Dyson Heppel, courtesy of Channel 7.
Oh, that's one of the most memorable games of footy I'll ever play, mate. That's one that I'll mark down, and I'll remember that forever.
You've been waiting a long time to be back out here in the MCG. The crowd, they've turned up tonight. This will last with you forever, won't it?
Absolutely, mate. Look, listen to this. We've got the best crowd, the best fans in the business. We have been through some very tough times, but look, to start the season like this, mate, you want to keep a bit of a lid on it, but I tell you what, you couldn't write the script any better.
Sometimes you've just got to enjoy footy, enjoy moments like this, don't you?
That's it, mate. That's what we come into the game trying to do, just enjoy footy again. And the boys played that way, we just played footy.
Well done tonight, mate. Sensational effort. Enjoy every minute of it. I'm going to grab a few more of these guys because they're all happy. I'm going to come a big hug here. Job and Dice just embracing captain and former captain. Job, is that one of the great moments in your footy career?
Oh, probably up there, Lingy, yeah. I think, to be able to get back here, I wasn't sure whether the group would be back here again together, and it's just nice that, we could come back and play again, and we've had such a great support base, and they all turned out tonight, and I think they enjoyed it, and the players certainly enjoyed playing together.
They've certainly come on the journey, haven't they, all these Essendon fans? It's been a tough journey at times, but tonight's pretty special.
Yeah, it is, and someone once said to me that no one is, it's not worth living in the past, live in the present and think about the future, and that's what the fans have done. They've gone through it, but they're happy now, and they're going to look forward to what the young group are going to bring, and that's special.
I know you toed and froed with your decision to come back and play AFL footy, but moments like this, you must be rapt you chose to come back.
Yeah, I am. I walked out on the MCG and I said to Travis Collier, this would have to be the best stadium in the world, I feel really lucky to be out here again, and I'm thankful, and it's been a long journey, but I'm really happy that I'm here.
Now, I know football's very, very professional these days. It's all about recovery, but surely you're going to relax and enjoy a few beers tonight.
Well, yeah, either the beers or just the company, I think. I think it's the company, and there's a beverage involved, there is, but I think sometimes you just got to enjoy the moment, don't you?
Well done, mate. Enjoy it. Congratulations. Sensational effort. All happy blokes behind me here. I'm going to grab a few more. Another one of the returning players, Michael Hurley. Hurls, you were under the pump. The ball just kept coming down, but to hold on, and when that siren went, how special was that for you?
Yeah, it was pretty special. It's always been a long time since we played a game of footy, so to play in front of 80-odd thousand is fantastic, and the hang on was even better.
And the guys who you did come back with tonight, obviously missing the 12 months, no doubt that special bond together. I saw you all run over to Job, to Dyson. Is there that strength and that bond amongst that group?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously been through a hell of a lot together, and now to share that with the younger fellas as well has been fantastic. So it's a great bond.
They're heading down to the Chew Squad now. I'll let you go and enjoy it with the fans, mate. Enjoy tonight. Well done, Hurls.
There's Cameron Ling, courtesy of Channel 7, with a few happy bombers, the last being Jobe Watson. No one will have any comprehension of what those young men have been through other than those young men that have been through what they've been through, Brownie. But the sense of relief from Dyson Heppel, Jobe Watson was just palpable. They have just got pure relief on their face.
Yeah, without a doubt. An amazing victory. And I just saw Kevin Sheedy out there. It was a nice touching moment when he went over and grabbed Jobe Watson. They looked very, very happy. And I'm just watching John Worsfold interviewed at the moment, and he'll be pumped. He'll be very happy, but I reckon he's very, very smart, John Worsfold. When they get into the rooms, I reckon he'll just start to say, now just bring it down a bit, boys. We've had a very emotional start. We've had a very emotional time. But now it's time to focus on next week as well, because one win is fantastic, but I reckon the Bombers, players, supporters and everybody, they want multiple wins, and I reckon John Worsfold are just going to bring it down when they get in there.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be salivating. The supporters, they'll want more after it's been a tough time. This is the Footy Review, and of course, don't forget, for McDonald's, Triple M Rocks Footy, Macca's delicious new gourmet creations. We love them. Gourmet burgers now available in the drive-through. Was Essendon in the end by 25 points, Brownie, 17-14, 116, Hawthorn 12-19, 91. You talked about the rooms. That's where Robbo, of course, has gone. We'll get down there as soon as the Bombers get off the ground. But some of the more important stats that you looked at tonight, the Bosch Tool stats.
Well, as we know, the Bombers got away to a flyer, and it was probably the way they started is the way they finished, just winning footy at will. Uncontested possessions. They won by 60. That is a smashing 60, and the Hawks nearly levelled that halfway through the second quarter when they came back. So to win by 60 in 2.5 quarters at the end was fantastic. inside 50s. Hawthorn still had more inside 50s. They had 59 inside 50s to 56 overall possessions. The Bombers won that by 54, and some major ball winners on both sides. Zach Merritt had 37 disposals, 5 clearances, 7 inside 50s. Heppel had 34, 3 goals. Brendan Goddard 29. Jobe Watson had 27. Darcy Parish had 25. And for the Hawks, Tom Mitchell, 37 disposals, was fantastic. Will Langford 27. Jaeger O'Meara 23. Isaac Smith had a better second half than he did first half, 22. And the goal scorers for the Bombers, 4 goals to Ratio Vantasia. Danaher kicked 3. Cale Hooker and Heppel both kicked 3. Stanton kicked 2. And McKernan and Zaharakis 1 apiece. While for the Hawks, 2 goals to Roughhead, Puopolo and McAvoy, and 1 each to Bruce, Rioli, Hartung, Schoenmakers, Shields and Isaac Smith.
Well, the Bombers fans had a march to the ground tonight, led by Kevin Sheedy. Terry Danaher was there, Paul Salmon, legends of the club, and the players have walked around the broadcast side of the ground and slapped all the hands of the fans around the ground. It really has been a finals-type atmosphere from the first bounce, even before the first bounce tonight, 10 minutes before it. And they're allowing the supporters to get involved in the celebration. Just lots of smiles out on the ground. It's been an emotional night, Brandy, but taking the emotion away from what you've seen of the footy here tonight, how far is this side? I mean, it's round 1, and as you said earlier, you can't get over the top on round 1. We heard it from Dyson Heppel trying to keep a lid on it already, but from what you've seen and what you know, what they've got in their group, their coaching staff, what are your expectations, or even before tonight, what was your expectations of Essendon in 2017?
Well, I thought tonight was a 50-50 ball game, and having these players back is such a big lift for their young players, but it's going to come to a point in the middle of the season where they're going to hit a brick wall, and I think it'll happen, but I think if they get as many wins as they possibly can in this early part, then regroup. I think on tonight's performance, you'd have to just about say they play finals footy. I mean, Hawthorn are still going to be a big player in this season, and the way they moved the footy, the Bombers, it was fast, it was furious. The angles they used was terrific. Joe Danaher's a beacon up forward. They've got the smaller players around him to complement that, and they were fantastic tonight, the Bombers.
All right, let's go downstairs, Robbo. Let's feel that atmosphere as the Bombers walk up the race.
Oh, Baz, you'd love to be down here, I know that. For one reason, and the entire list is here. Simon Madden just went past and he is beaming. All the officials are here. I've got a monitor. They're just making their way in now. So those 6, Watson, Stanton, Hurley, Heppel, Hooker, Collier, and then the others, they're all here and they're just getting a nice little applause now. Amazing for this football club. As you said, relief, but also the fact they did earn it as well. So,
hey, Robbo, sorry to interrupt. Am I right in saying that David Evans is in the room?
Yeah, David Evans has just come in. Yep, so that's what I'm saying. There's some souls that have been away from the club that have actually reappeared. And that's good signs as well. So the mojo in the club is up and about, and especially after this win, it's a thumper. And it is unbelievable to think that they have got over the Hawks. Hawks are in strife a little bit. They look tired. The Bombers, I tell you what, in that second quarter, I thought they were going to dip down, but half-time came very, very soon for them. And they showed that they are fit, and they've stuck all those blokes that have been missing for that 12 months in the middle. And away they go. Here's the Bombers, Baz. Away we go, son. One for the books, the Bombers.
Good on you, Robbo. Enormous scenes down there. Not just great for the Bombers. I reckon it's just fantastic for the game after what footy has been through in the last few years, and just great to see smiles on the faces, and it's like the moons have come back together, Swatter, and everything's aligned beautifully. We should go around the grounds. 3/4 time, the Gold Coast and the Brisbane Lions. Brownie, what's happening?
17-point margin of the Brisbane Lions. 89 plays 72, just going out to the positions for the last quarter. But Brisbane led by as much as 8 goals at one stage in this game, so it's in under 3 goals at the moment.
So Robbo waits in the Bombers rooms. We'll have an interview with a Bombers player. And look, I would agree, Baz. That's great for the Bombers. It's good for footy.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate the reintroduction of those 6 players. This was a club that obviously didn't have access to 12 players through the course of last year. You've seen Tipper Moody. Brownie and I are both big fans of him. You've seen Zach Merritt step up. You've seen James Kelly, who was effectively retired, come back in and play a really important role. Now they've got 12 players that are good quality players. They didn't have all of them available tonight, but I just get a sense that that was a win that was 4 years in the making. And I don't want to overplay it. I don't want to go back and talk about what it meant over the last 4 years, but I'm so happy for the players given what they've gone through. Terrific start to the year, but I agree with Brownie. I think that Woosha will get in there and say, look, let's enjoy the win. But the reality is it's one game out of a 23-round season. If they play like that all year, then anything's possible. But just enjoy the moment. I'd have a couple of frothies, responsibly.
Me too.
Yeah, probably me too.
I'd be going through Macca's on the way home as well.
Yeah, just a couple.
Yeah,
But, yeah, you're right, spot on. And I suppose when you look at it, Brownie, it is one game out of 23, and they've got a lot of work to do. But just an enormous sort of result, I think, for the competition. Great. Look, such a tight game. The Hawks are fantastic. As you said, it was a 50-50.
But it's vindication too. They would have had their doubts. Everybody, they would have their doubts. Okay, we get all our players back. Can we compete? Are we good enough to beat other sides? I mean, are we in a fantasy land that these players are going to come back and we're going to be a great club again? The answer tonight was, well, yes. So it's a big tick.
Well, we saw the Essendon supporters rise as one before the game, famously imitating Kevin Sheedy waving the scarf, and I'm led to believe that Robbo has Kevin Sheedy right now. Robbo?
I've got the famous number 10 with me now, but Kev, I tell you what, you've nearly run battery out of your phone because you've taken so much vision, and the scars were going in the comeback. It's very historic. This is a great day for the club.
Mate, I've got that many people from around Australia have texted me and ringing, so by the time I get to bed about 2 a.m, there's got to be a lot of return calls. But look, I would think in general it's one of the great wins of the club. Obviously we've been through a lot of hell and high water in the last couple of years, but I think we see clear water and fresh airspace coming up, which is good. And we've got some big games at the MCG. We need to get a good win on the board, and we've got obviously Carlton coming up eventually, and that's going to be a tough game because they actually improved. And just when I think of it, they're a young side coming through, and then we've got obviously Anzac Day. Then we've got Dream Time, Country Farmers on the 13th. That's a monster game, that one. And then we've got Dream Time.
78,000 got off to a petrol start. They just threw the Kero on it, didn't they? And then I thought they were gone. Came out after half-time and showed that they had some fitness.
Yeah, well, some resilience too, And I think that we have more people come to the game today than we ever had at Windy Hill. That's where this club's gone. We just had 35,000 out there marching, sitting on the high hill outside there, looking out there. I waved to them all. I thought, gee, this is better than Windy Hill. It's quite amazing.
Good on you.
Sheeds, put your coach's hat on for a minute and you come into the rooms, you've sung the song, it's been so emotional. What's the first thing you get behind closed doors and you say to this playing list right now?
Oh, me? I wouldn't have let them back in the game early, but we had so many players coming back that game would really hold them in good stead. When you've got some guys like, say, Job and Carl Hooker and these sorts of guys, haven't played for a long time, when they actually come back and play, in the end they got better in the second half, which is something that we didn't really know that was going to happen. I think every game they play, they'll learn and gel together. I've got no doubt about that. They've got an experienced coach in John, and I think if we could just steady, make sure that we've got Brisbane next week. We've had, I think, a win.
Big win.
Big win. So all of a sudden, here's the young coach up in Brisbane, starting off, and we head up there, and of course then we've got some big games coming through.
Well, it's 15 points at the moment. They're coming back, the Gold Coast boys.
Hey, Sheeds, it's a great win. Really happy for the players and the coaches, but we did see David Evans in the rooms after the game. How important is it to have some of those people that, well, they paid a heavy price during a really dark period, to have them back tonight, part of the Essendon Football Club once again?
Look, we've actually seen some remarkable stories in football in the last half a century. We've seen Footscray nearly merge with Fitzroy. They won a magnificent premiership last year. We've seen Hawthorn 20 years ago nearly merge with Melbourne. I mean, I'm just going to say to you, look, this is what, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, to all our fans right across the whole of Australia and the sort of supporters we have in an 18-game competition, it's a tough gig, AFL. And you just go through a lot of highs, lows, a different sort of highways and mountain, you just got to understand the landscape, and it is tough. And of course, when you think about it, we're hopefully heading in the right direction. And then I asked an AFL crowd of Bomber fans today, about 300 in the room, would you like to see the Essendon logo look up or down? And 300 people said, we just want to see it look up. Now, there's a market. We'll just change marketing next year. I'll just make sure that we actually have a serious look. But 300 out of 300 Bomber fans want to see the Bomber look upwards or going upwards instead of downwards. So that's a clear indication of common sense.
Well, Sheeds, a 25-point win. I reckon there's no doubt you are heading in the right direction. It's one game out of a long AFL season, but based on what we've seen so far, it's a great performance. Well done. Thanks for joining us.
It's a great hello for Essendon fans.
It is. Well done. Kevin Sheedy there with Mickey Roberts. Robbo will get an interview with an Essendon player very shortly. Recapping the final score, 17-14-116. The Bombers defeated Hawthorn 12-19-91. We've spent a bit of time, and rightly so, on the Bombers, Brownie, but what are your thoughts on Hawthorn one game in?
Well, we've been saying it for a long time that Hawthorn are slow, but they look particularly slow tonight with no Bradley Hill. Isaac Smith had 22 disposals, but he didn't have any impact on the game. Burgoyne, 22 disposals, no impact on the game. O'Meara, 23, no impact on the game.
The other thing I think that is going to be a significant loss for them is the leadership of Mitchell and Lewis, and Luke Hodge wasn't playing tonight, but those two players who have gone to new clubs, you can't replace them.
Yeah, got games like this where clubs got in front. In the past, Hawthorn have just willed themselves back into the contest, and maybe they've lost by less than a kick. But remember the last 2 years, how many times Hawthorn won by less than a kick? It was becoming almost a running joke each week. Hawthorn escape again, but it was because of those senior players. And look, they would love to have had Luke Hodge out there. Does he make the difference tonight? I don't know, but does Lewis and Mitchell make the difference? But they've made those decisions now. Now they've moved on. Their forward line didn't work at all tonight, 59 inside 50s, and their big men were found wanting tonight. They had to rely on Piopolo, kick two, didn't have a good night himself, Rough kick two, but then the rest were midfielders. Billy Hartung is a backman, kicked the goal, Shields a midfielder, kicked the goal, Isaac Smith kicked one, and Cyril kicked one early. Cyril was quite hampered with an injury over the course of the night, but certainly it wasn't an awful performance by Hawthorn. They got themselves back into a contest really well, but they were completely outplayed for probably 3/4 of the night.
Well, I'm led to believe that the man who played 21 games with the SSB Bombers in 71-72 has a shrine at home, not of his kids, but of Dyson Heppel, the new Essendon captain, and he is with Mickey Roberts.
Fantastic. The fact that you actually came out of the blocks, you weren't nervous. I actually read with interest that you could have been, but you didn't show it at all. So you got that first quarter away, fell away a little bit, but just showed the guts and courageous efforts of so many of the players to get back. Great effort and fantastic and well done. Thanks for joining Triple N. How do you feel now?
Yeah, good on you guys. Look, very special feeling, to be honest. I told the boys before the game, look, we've been given the opportunity to write the first page in this next chapter, and I think you couldn't script it any better. So very overwhelmed, very exciting, but you try to keep a bit of a lid on it.
You having a shot for goal in the last quarter, and I think BJ was actually calling for it, and you had Tipper in the pocket, but you went back and actually trusted yourself. That was the confidence the skipper showed, and you nailed it. So real icing on the cake for you.
Yeah, BJ, I don't think he thought I had. I had the distance in there, but I backed myself in and managed to put it through. But look, just an outstanding team effort. We just really focused on playing our role for the side tonight and sticking to our values, and I thought that was a really consistent right across the board, so proud of the boys.
Hey, Dice, I thought your use of the ball tonight across the board was terrific. And countless times you started on one back flank and 45-degree angle kicks through the middle, then you go back to the other forward flank, and Hawthorn it got past their zone so many time after time again, and your entries inside 50 were a lot cleaner and easier than theirs, and it was just pure good use of football.
Yeah, look, I think they a lot of those 45s inside, they opened up really late. So we found if we stay composed with the ball, sort of hesitate to go down the line, their zone-style defence, they'd shift off our man in the corridor and manage to pull the trigger. So that really opened the game up for us.
Dyson, you played with a couple of new mates tonight, Anthony McDonald, Tippin Woody, and Darcy Parish, just to name a couple. Andy McGrath, what do you think of your new mates?
Look, it's ripping bunch of boys. I played with Waller back with Gippsland Power, and It's back like old days. He's still buzzing around and causing havoc. So fantastic. And look, it's just the guys that have come in are just really playing their role for the side, and it's fun to be a part of, boys.
Hey, Dice, I enjoyed a goal more than most people, but I've never seen anybody enjoy a goal like Horacio Fantasia. And his hands are painted on, but he kicks them more often than not.
Don't worry about that, boys. The eyes light up when the big sticks are there, so he gets right around it. But an outstanding little player, Rose.
Dice, well done. Congratulations. Good to have you and your teammates back doing what you guys do really well. Well done. Congratulations.
Good on you, boys. Cheers.
Amazing win, mate.
There you go. Dyson Heppel there, the victorious captain. Essendon 17-14, 116, defeating Hawthorn 12-19, 91. Let's head around the grounds quickly, Brownlee, for near-map aerial imagery.
It's getting tight, Schwatter. 8-point margin up there, the Brisbane Lions.
And they were leading by what?
Flew out of the block. I'm going to tell you how much they lose. It was about 8 goals at one stage. I bring up the app. Yes, it got out to 48 points just before half-time, and it was 46 points at half-time. So they are flying home at the moment. 81 plays, 89. 9.5 minutes gone in the last term.
Well, I can see Baz with his keys to the combi. Me and Brownie and the boys in the back row. We're piling into the combi tonight. It's got the pop-up top too, because we're going straight. Where are we going, Baz?
Just pull it straight over to the side of the road. We're going to head to Macca's first.
Oh, absolutely, because
Swatter.
the Macca's delicious new gourmet creations are available in the drive-through. So if you're anywhere within a 15-kilometre precinct distance of the MCG, get out of the way when you see the yellow combi with the flowers painted on the side. We're coming through.
Yep.
Hey, Brownie.
I went to McDonald's today with the kids. I get about 10 minutes of just nice, quiet time. I get the Happy Meal. I load them up in the back and I drive around. And I just think, but today a pickle just went straight past my pill. And I looked back and Ava, she was the only one with the cheeseburger, so I knew it was her. The other two got nuggets. And it stuck to the front of my window. And she pretended like it wasn't her.
Well raised kids too, by the way, Baz. The Triple M Best on Ground Award, please, Brownie, because it was a 25-point win to the Bombers.
Yeah, a couple of apologies for Best on, because I thought there was some enormous efforts tonight. Goddard was really good. Tippenwardy was amazing. Tippenwardy, Fantasia, he was terrific as well. But I gave one vote to Tom Mitchell tonight. I thought his first game in the Hawthorn colours was terrific. 37 disposals. I gave 2 to Zach Merritt, who was easily the best man on the ground at half-time. He finished with 37, but I thought when the game needed to be won and someone needed to stand up, I thought Dyson Heppel's last term was enormous. 34 disposals, and he kicked 3 goals.
3 votes to the skipper, Dyson Heppel, 2 to Merritt, 1 to Tommy Mitchell, a 25-point win to the Bombers, 17-14, 116, defeating Hawthorn 12-19, 91.
The Gold Coast are just lining up to go in front, but big 2-metre Peters pulled it wide, so it's now a 1-point ball game up there.
Jeepers. And that is all thanks to near-map aerial imagery. Well, unfortunately, Baz, on the rare occasions, it just doesn't work out for certain players. And a man who has a very sharp eye on these type of things is sitting in the back row. Brownie, the not-so-goods, please.
And hopefully, I apologise to any of the players out there already in their cars leaving the MCG.
Yes.
There's only one of me here tonight, but there's a few apologies. Taylor Duray didn't quite get the job done tonight, but I've left you out. You were lucky. Sicily, you've only played 25 games, so that's the only reason you missed out, James. I gave 1 vote to an old teammate of mine, Tyrone Vickery. And he had the 5 kicks tonight. He had 2 opportunities to quite easily kick a goal, and Tyrone missed them. 59 inside 50s. You need to kick 1. 2 votes to Ryan Schoenmakers. Only had the 9 kicks tonight and only kicked the 1 goal. Again, 59 inside 50s. It was up there a lot. And I gave 3 votes tonight to Jack Gunston, who didn't trouble the scorers. And on a night where I pumped him up unbelievably before the game, said he was going to be back to his best and dominate tonight. And so he got the 3.
Let you down.
3 to Jack, 2 to Ryan Schoenmakers, and 1 to Tyrone Vickery. 25-point win, Baz. Let's just start the combi up and we'll go home and get a couple of...
Yeah, looking forward to it, Swatter.
I love gourmet creations. Tomorrow, we are in Adelaide because the Adelaide Crows are hosting the GWS Giants. And what about this for a lineup? We will talk with Don Pike, the coach of the Adelaide Crows. Jay-Z's back. Dale Lewis is there. The King's been overseas just getting the rig ready.
Yes.
And we have the Zen Master for the very first time on a Sunday. The Sydney Swans Premiership coach, Paul Roos, is locked and loaded. Triple M footy on a Sunday. Great to have Roosie on board. You'll hear all of the preview. We're on air for 2 hours, then the game. Looking forward to bringing you all the action. 25-point win to the Bombers. We're signing off for McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.